All right, how's everybody doing? This is the Comic Samurai. I want to welcome you to my next video. And tonight, we're going to be doing another Let's Rank challenge. This is where we look at a run on a series and assign every cover a letter grade from A to F, and then pick our favorite and award it that special S tier ranking. And tonight, we're going to be looking at Jim Starlin's epic run on Dreadstar. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First up, we got this issue number 1. Now, this series debuted in 1982, and I'm a huge Jim Starlin fan, so I was excited to get this series where all the reins were taken off. They let Jim Starlin do whatever he wanted, and this is the series that he did. I like this splash page. What a beautiful, dynamic battle cover on this first one there. You can see that the people in the brightly colored costumes are our heroes there. And you've got this small figure in the background, the female there. Jim Starlin just did a great job of introducing us to the team on this very first one. And I'm going to give this one a very strong A. However, each of these first 7 issues or so had an image on the back. And I just wanted to show those. I just don't think these get nearly enough attention. Sometimes I like the back covers better than the front covers. And this one, clearly it's the villain there, but it looks a lot like Thanos. But this stained glass window in the background there, the lighting, it's a great image, and I just think it's a beautiful back cover that doesn't get enough attention. So, beautiful Jim Starlin, but we're going to give this front cover here an A, starting it off. I do like that one. I wish it would have been colored a little differently. That brown was a little muddy, but next up we got issue number 2 here, and here it's focusing on the female character there, and it's lit up in this yellow there, and it just didn't work for me, that purple in the background there. And look at how he was kind of experimenting with textures in the shapes there. It's a little bit Kirby-esque. But this one, that just looks like a warlock costume almost there, and there's so many hints of stuff that Jim Starlin has done. Yeah, I'm going to give this one a B, but let's go ahead and take a look at that beautiful back cover. I do wish they would have used this as the front cover. What a beautiful image. Keep it simple with that black highlights there, that bright, stark red background. I just love that. This main character there holding his sword above his head in that dynamic pose. I love this one. I wish they would have used it on the front cover, but I am giving the front cover a B. All right. Now, the cover price on these was $1.50, which was a lot in 1982. Now we're into 1983. But let's go ahead and take a look at this third cover here. You've got the main character there holding his sword. I didn't like the design of his sword. I didn't think it was very dynamic. It was too small, too short, and sometimes he'd use just that dotted line to do the shape of the sword. He didn't do it on this one, so I'm glad he moved away from that. I do like the lighting on this figure here. I always like when there's bullet holes in a wall behind him. Everybody does it different. You've got this wanted poster, which is a trope that I love. The purple and mint green in the foreground there, though, kills this one for me. I'm going to give it a B-. It's not quite a C, and because of the pose of that figure, it brings it up to a B, but that color drops it down to a B-. The back cover here was another great one. You've got the dimensional image there. It's a little bit Ditko-ish there, especially with this pink here and that circular planet figure coming in. This is a great design back cover, and again, I kind of wish they'd have used it as the front cover. But this one gets a B- from me. All right. Next up, we got issue number 4 here, and this one did not work. All of these cyborg type villains there surrounding our heroes there, with the title being stepped on by the heroes. It just didn't work. Dreadstar should be one word, and they broke it into 2. You've established it as one, and you've got these yellow. It's kind of fun to look at all the robots and see how he differentiated their head, but all that yellow, it's just unbelievable. Throw some oranges in, some shadows, something. This one didn't work for me. I'm giving it a C-. But let's take a look at that back cover here. I do like this one. Again, I wish you would have used it as a front cover. Wouldn't this be a dynamic image? I would want to see who this hero is, this cat-like feline character. I would have followed that and been a lot more interested than with the cover that we got. So, again, I'm giving this one a C. All right, moving on. Next up, we got issue number 5 here. And this is a beautiful black cover, and it's pretty symmetric. However, the pink flesh color on this alien or whatever it is, the villain, did not work. And the mohawk, when it's done like that, it doesn't work. You'll notice that the Savage Dragon, who has a mohawk, is rarely done straight on. It just does not ever lend itself to a dynamic image. And those purple pants, I mean, it's calling to the Hulk, but nobody does purple pants like the Hulk, and nobody ever should, especially this knockoff Hulk here. Didn't care much for this one. I'm just giving it another C. However, this back cover, I love it. You've got that character there with his feet up. It kind of reminds you of Pip the Troll from the Warlock series that Starlin did. But all that information in the background there, stuff in the foreground, this one tells just such a more dynamic, interesting story than that front cover. And again, I'm giving that front cover a C. All right, next up we got issue number 6 here. And this one, Starlin tried to do kind of a Will Eisner type interaction with the trade dress there, but look at how this is overlapping the title of Dreadstar. You can't even read the title of the comic book. You've got this character over the trade dress also, but this Plan M, that is just such a lame name for this big grand plan, and you open it trying to figure out what is Plan M, and it is convoluted. I do like the foreground, how the earth is broken up and these characters staggering, and I do like this Bernie Wrightson little intro here, but it just didn't work for me. This one's getting a D from me. Let's take a look at the back here. It's a Bernie Wrightson cover, and it's got Aldo Gorney is a character that Wrightson was trying to push, and it's kind of reminiscent of that heavy metal cartoon segment. But, man, it didn't work. Look at all these aliens. They really are Bernie Wrightson typical aliens there with the eyeballs on tentacles there. But this main character that you're supposed to be interested in just does not draw any interest for me. It really fell flat. I usually love Bernie Wrightson stuff. And, again, they tried to interact with some type there, but this one fell pretty flat from me. I hate to say anything bad about Wrightson, but, again, this one didn't work, and I'm giving it a D. All right, next up we got issue number 7 here, and this one features the main hero in a skeletal-like form, and I never like seeing my heroes diminished like that, incapacitated. And you've got this design of the villain, and I do not like that. It never works when they try to do something with an eye there. It just throws everything off. It's way too low. If you're going to do something, it has to be a patch or something, but this one didn't work. The red and yellow, I do like that vibrancy, and look at how this plane of that platform that he's on is pretty cool. His sword there, though, again, I'm just going to give this one a C, but let's take a look at this back cover. What a beautiful image. I do like Starlin's take on the female form here, and it's a beautiful image of that female lead there with her little sidekick there. These two eyes hovering there, all this information in the background. I love this back cover there. I think this is one of the most beautiful images. I love Starlin's take, and it's just underrated. I wish this would get more attention. They should come out with a poster book of images from Dreadstar with the back covers included. I love it. But again, this is just a pretty mediocre cover for me. What did I say I'm giving it? I think a C. Yeah, let's stick with that. All right, next up we got issue number 8, and I did like this one. This is a beautiful cover here. If you're going to feature kind of your Wolverine, Madcap, animalistic character, do it like this. I like the white background. I like the colors in the trade dress. I love this feral cat-like character here. It's a great image. I love the body stance there, perspective on it. This one works, and I'm giving it an A. Now, the back cover, this is when they stopped doing original art on the back cover. So we're just going to move on from there. Next up, we got issue number 9, and I did like this cover. It's the final confrontation of the main villain you've been built up to find, fighting the main hero here, and I did like that. This red, the total suit, is totally a knockoff of Darth Vader, and if you look at Kylo Ren's costume, are they similar? Wow, that's really 1982. I think Starlin might have a case for some copyright infringement. In any event, you do finally get to see the identity revealed of the main villain here. But what gets me on this one is this beautiful trail of Dreadstar's sword there. You can follow it and how it blocks the bullets. This is a beautiful cover. I'm giving this one another A. No image on the back. All right, now I stopped at issue number 10 is when my interest waned because the redesigned look of the character just fell pretty flat for me. Again, they put this redesigned, like, tattoo on his chest and his face, and it just fell so flat. And his sword, again, the design of that sword, oh, look at how it's blunted. If you're going to have a sword, it needs to have a sharp edge, a point. This one just looks like he's holding a butter knife there. It didn't work for me. I do like the broken ground that he's standing on, and I do like the pose of the character there, but the design of his costume didn't work. And why they put the trade dress crooked, like this is a different take on the character there. I get what he was going for here, but I can't give this one anything better than a D, and a D minus, because it did kill my interest in the series. That's where I stopped buying it. Alright, well now that we have them all ranked, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the 1 in the A tier and award our favorite. Alright, we've got these 3 issues here that I gave an A to, and let's pick our favorite. We've got this very first one that kicked it off, that beautiful, feral, cat-like character featured on the set, this one, which is issue number 8, and then the battle of the 2 main villain and hero on issue number 9, and I gotta say, this one always has jumped out at me as my favorite, this issue number 8. I do like this character, the introduction of him. And this is how you do a spotlight on a single character if you're going to do that. I just love that. He's holding the gun there. I like his costume design. The holster's on the side. He looks like a gunslinger. Reminds me of Wolverine. I mean, this is a beautiful image in a white background. When it works, it works. And I'm happy to give this one my S tier ranking. Well, thank you for joining me. That was fun looking at this Dreadstar series by Jim Starlin. I can't say enough good things about him. I like all his work. But let me know what other series, titles, authors, writers, artists, characters you'd like me to rank. Thanks again, and have a great night.